Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another review. This is going to be for Gremlins, the first one. So yeah, this movie stars Hoyt Axton, John Louis, Key Luke, Don Steele, or at least his voice, Scott Brady, Aaron Moore, Corey Feldman, Harry Carey Jr., Zach Galligan, Dick Miller, Phoebe Cates, Polly Holiday, and Belinda Balaski. So yeah, Gremlins. So yeah, for those who haven't seen the movie yet, yeah. For those who haven't seen the movie yet, okay, I need to take it out. Yeah, okay, let me actually see it. For those who haven't seen the movie yet, go check it out. Then come back here and watch the rest of this review. So I don't spoil anything. 10-second spoiling as usual. Starting now. I'm gonna take it out the VCR. I have it here. That's probably more than 10 seconds, but yeah. I opened it up and just to make sure the disc was still there. It was still in the machine. So now I took it out. Yeah, Gremlins. So I think that's like 20-30 seconds already, so whatever. For those who have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me. That never gave you a fair warning, because as usual I did. I also do want to say that about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I think it was last week. Maybe 2 weeks ago, I don't remember. But about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I did a movie theory on the Gremlins, basically describing the Gremlin rules and their feeding habits and what turns them from the Mojowa or the Mojowa. I don't know how to say it. The furry, basically from the furries to the Gremlins. Here. So yeah, I'm gonna leave an annotation somewhere up here for those who want to check it out, and annotation in that video to this video for those who also want to check that out. But whatever. So yeah, we did that. Now, a quick synopsis for this movie is that this boy called Pete Fountain, sorry, for Christmas he gets a present from his dad that turns out to be the Mojowa, or this little furry. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. He basically gets that for Christmas, and he has to follow 3 rules. Being that he can't get them wet, he can't feed them, and that he can't show them to bright light. And basically what happens, the Gremlins, he kind of messes up and he wets the Gremlins and later accidentally feeds them. I say accidentally because spoiler, not because of a plot point. I'm not gonna really say it, but yeah. So that happens. So he does. So basically, the Gremlins turn into the Mojowas turn into the Gremlins. He basically has to stop them, and at the same time, he has to establish his love life, and at the same time, his family life, and keep his job, because I think he's like in his early 20s in this movie. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, this movie I watched it maybe when I was 6 or 7, maybe 8 at the latest. And I really do not remember anything from it from when I watched it back then. I just remember having watched it, the end part more or less, and that's it. So I managed to get my hands on it, and I watched it again. And it's a Christmas movie. I didn't realize I didn't remember it was a Christmas movie, but it is a Christmas movie. So kind of ironic that I'm reviewing it in the fall. The one thing I read into this, why is it a Christmas movie, but when did it come out? And it came out during the summer, so that happened. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely a cult classic film, and I see why it is such a cult classic. It's one of those films that's a cult classic that's basically bound to be a cult classic. Is it now? Out of all the movies, is it the best movie ever? No, but it does have its moments. It's a very fun movie. It's a very good family movie, and I do see why it did become a cult classic. I do want to see the sequel, but I heard it's not as good as the original. It's still kind of a cult classic, but not as good. But whatever. I still want to see the second one. or whatever. The first one, the writing, for the most part, it's pretty good. The acting is pretty. It's cheesy, but it's a good type of cheesy. So I think that's part of the reason why it's a cult classic. Is it's cheesy acting, but it's good cheese. It's like the good cheesy acting. The writing, it's good for the most part, and then the times when it's not so good, it's like cheesy good. Basically, this is all just 80s cheese to the max. When it comes to this came out like in what 85, 84. Yeah, 84, and you could definitely tell it's got the 80s cheese. It's everything about it's just so cheesy, the good type of cheesy, and yeah, the Gremlins or the Mojo was look. I have to admit they look pretty cute. Gizmo, especially, who's this one. Gizmo looks pretty cute. He's pretty funny. In the film, the Gremlins are also pretty funny. And I also heard that this, alongside Temple of the Doom or Lost Temple, Indiana Temple of the Doom or Lost Temple or whatever. This one and that one, those two films, they basically made up the rating system of PG, PG-13, Rated R, and 17, and all that stuff. So it's pretty interesting. I do see why they would create the PG-13 rating after this, because you do have a lot of violence and innuendos that kids at a young age, like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's really, you have a lot of innuendos that they wouldn't really know, or they just wouldn't get, and there's also a bit of violence, and they may be afraid of it, and also the Gremlins may scare some of the younger children, like the 3 and 4 year olds. But at the same time, it's not like all violent, and it's like not all bloody. I mean, there's gremlin blood. When sometimes when they kill a gremlin, they bleed green goo. And they also set some of the gremlins on fire, which is pretty funny. So yeah, but it's not really that violent because it's not like people are getting hacked up, or I mean, people are getting attacked by the gremlins, but it's not like they're getting their heads cut off or anything. It's not like anybody's dead or dying except for the gremlins. So yeah. Um, any negatives about this? Not really. Maybe some of the things, maybe the 80s cheese just being overdone a bit, but again, that's just more of a time thing, a thing from back then. It's not really something you could really control much of. So yeah, but really, there's almost nothing really bad with it. It's a good 80s cheese movie. Um, is it a guilty pleasure movie? That's up for debate. Honestly, that could be. I could see people saying, "Yeah, this is a guilty pleasure movie of theirs." Other people I could see saying, it's a good movie. It's not really a guilty pleasure in any sense because it is a pretty good movie by all means. I think guilty pleasure. When people call this movie a guilty pleasure, it's due to the '80s cheese. Now maybe for me it could be a guilty pleasure, maybe not. Depends on your definition of guilty pleasure for a movie such as this. But regardless, I do like it, and odds are I'm gonna be watching it for Christmas, along with Home Alone 2 and Frosty the Snowman, and whatever other Christmas movies I have over there. Let's see, I have whatever. So yeah. Right now on a rate from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give this a 7.5 out of 10. It's just that good. Definitely do check it out if you haven't already. I do want to watch the sequel. I have heard that it's not as good as the original, which I guess it's kind of expected because you can't really beat 80s cheese original, such as this. But I still kind of want to watch it, see how it is. I'm pretty sure that one's gonna be a little less. I'm not gonna like it as much, but I'm still gonna like it for the most part. But overall, 7.5 out of 10 for the Gremlins. And yeah, that's basically it for now. I am having a contest video, 2 contest video, one for comics, one for movies. And yeah, it'd be really cool if some of you actually entered. And I just want to that runs until the 30th of September, at end of the month basically. And I just want to get the word out too for that. And yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Besides that, comment down below on your thoughts on the Gremlins. Have you seen it? And if not, why not? And if so, what are your thoughts on it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? more than 7.5, less than 7.5. You know, what are your thoughts on that? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Besides that, like this video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.